wonderful, connect with our dear God family, and especially from someone like you who's been around our Srila Gurudev for so long, and staying in the Dham for so long, and traveling the world and preaching his mission, and through Prabhupada's mission, and so we feel very fortunate that you're here and very excited to hear all that you have to share.
Okay. Oh, Hare Krishna. So nice to see you. So, okay. Omaganat Mandasha Gananjana Salakaya Chakshmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Radhikari Priyapane Shishimada Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namane Vanchakapadribhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Ananda Lilamaya Vigrahaya Hemapi Divya Charisandaya Tasmama Prema Sapadaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Shama Sundara Sikanda Shekhara Smara Samanaha Adhikavasika Mankripa Nidhi Swapriya Charana Kinkarim Kuru Tavaya Vashmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vignaya Vade Tvam Nayamam Chanantike Bhaktya Vina Parada Lakshai Shiptasta Kamadita Vangamaje Kripa Mahitam Shanam Papanam Vrinde Namaste Charanavindam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pavanityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So, Timothy, would you like to speak anything?
No, thank you.
You can make any comments anytime.
I would like to say something, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I missed my chance to welcome you.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for coming to Alachua to inspire all of us. Despite so much difficulty in your life, you have overcome so much impossible difficulty and tirelessly spread the glories of Harinam all over the world with your traveling and your energy and your heart. No matter what came in your way, you never gave up, and you are such an inspiration to so many because of that. So I give you my thanks for carving the path for all of us to follow behind you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. I really feel myself very insignificant, and everything is Gurudev's mercy, really. Somehow I was saved, and I'm only trying to please Gurudev in some very insignificant way. So, but thank you for your sweet words. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here amongst you all, and so many senior Vaishnavas like Ganganarayan Prabhu, and so I feel very humbled before you. So anyway, Bimala Didi, she asked me to speak on Brajmandal Parikrama, but as I'm only here for 3 days, I thought it's impossible to go to all the places by mind in 3 days. So today I was inspired to just speak on one pastime place, and tomorrow maybe we could speak about Govardhan, Radhakund, and then the next day maybe Nandagram, Varshana, something like that, or the other way around. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, before I begin, I'd like to offer my humble, most respectful obeisances. My heart like flowers, time and time again, the dust of the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Nitya Lila Bhushan Vishnupad, Astotara Sada Shishimada Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And at the same time, I offer my Koti Koti Dandavat Pranams, my unlimited obeisances, the dust of the lotus feet of my Param Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Bhushan Vishnupad, Astotara Sada Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and Nitya Lila Bhushan Vishnupad, Astotara Sada Shishimad Bhakti Bhagyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and to all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, for my unlimited obeisances, and all assembled devotees here, please accept my Dandavat Pranams. So, the first place we go on Brajmandal Parikrama is where normally? Vimala Didi, can you remember?
The first place that we go on Raj Mandal Parikrama, we go take our Sankalpa.
After that, I mean the next day, the very first place.
The very first place we go to. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I should know this, but I'm thinking Kaliya Daha.
Yes, that. Wait, this is like really giving some kind of funny feedback here. But anyway, okay, so I wanted to speak on that past time because I was reading Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, and Gurudev used to love his commentaries and would always cite some of his very deep points from his commentaries. So I'll try to repeat something. Anyway, we all know, first of all, we go to do Sankalpa at the Yamuna by Keshigat. So what's the meaning of Sankalpa? We're making a vow that we're carrying one desire in our heart during the whole Brajmandal Parikrama, from beginning to end. So we may keep that desire very secret in our heart. We may not speak that to anyone, but really, Gurudev gave us the goal of our very lives, and he always told us that to attain the service of Srimati Radhika, this is the highest goal that any jiva can attain in this world. So, with that goal in mind, we are trying to follow in the footsteps of Gurudev, all acharyas, to do anything and everything that's possible to attain this goal. And during Kartik, which is the month of Srimati Radhika, then this is a very, very valuable opportunity to be in the Holy Dham, to be in Braj Dham, following in the footsteps of Gurudev and all Vaishnavas, going under their guidance from place to place. Then we can pray that somehow or another, even though we may feel ourselves very unqualified, but we want to attain this most rare and high goal of Radha Darshan. So what we need to do to attain that is take the dust from all these holy places there in Braj, take that dust upon our head, smear our bodies with that dust. Why? Because what is contained in that dust? It's, first of all, the same dust is there from the time of Radha and Krishna Lila. So that dust has witnessed all of their pastimes, and we can pray to that dust that as you have witnessed each and every pastime of Krishna, Radha and Krishna, then may you reveal those pastimes in our hearts. So, so in every place we can pray very deeply to those Leela Stalis, that we have this desire in our heart. We just like all our acharyas had such a greed to attain the service of Shrimati Radhika, even though they were eternal servants of Radhika herself. But we want also to have this greed. So how will we get this greed? We'll get this greed by associating with Rasik Tattvagya Vaishnavas, like Gurudev. So with that goal in mind, with that desire in our hearts, we'll go to the first place, which is Kaliyarad. So we all know the history, how that part of Yamuna, actually there's a lake there in Yamuna, and Garuda had once come to that place, and he started to eat the fish there. So Sobri Rishi, he'd been meditating in that water for, I think, thousands of years. He was doing very hard austerities, and he felt some compassion towards the fish. So he tried to stop Garuda from eating those fish, but Garuda refused. Why? Because he was so hungry. So Sobri, he was meditating there in the water and seeing the great misfortune of these fish. Then he became very unhappy, and also he saw that the leader of the fish had been killed by Garuda. So thinking of the benefit of the fish, then Sabri, he wanted to curse Garuda. So he said, if Garuda even comes, if he comes anywhere near this place and he tries to eat the fish again, then he will die immediately. So Sobri, he had this material love and affection for those fish. Actually, he wasn't a bhakta, he wasn't a devotee. So these desires, these attachments came in his heart. And due to some false pride, he cursed Garuda like that. So actually, who is Garuda? He's a servant and associate of the Lord Narayan. So, if you curse a pure devotee like this, then this is very, very a big offense. So making this such a big offense, then he lost the power of his austerities. He'd been doing austerities for so many years. I think I don't know how many years, 50,000 years or something. Just like that, due to this offense, he lost all the power of his from his austerities. So in this way, we can understand that if we make offense to any pure Vaishnava, then all that we're doing on this path of bhakti, where we may be performing some austerities, we may be trying to chant so many rounds, we may be doing whole Brajmantal Parikrama, Navadvip Dham Parikrama, and following all the principles, all these things. But just by one great offense to a pure Vaishnava, then we can start to lose everything. So this is the lesson in this. So then, after that, Sobri Rishi, desire came in his heart, seeing a male and a female fish uniting. Then he thought, oh yes, it would be very nice if I could also marry. So having this desire, he stopped all his austerities, he came out, and he approached, what's that, the king? I can't remember his name. Anyway, one king, and he had 50 daughters. So then he desired to marry one of those daughters. So, but at that time, he was looking very ugly, you know, like being in the water for so many years, like very old, ugly, very unattractive. So when the king asked his daughters, "Oh, would you like to marry this rishi?" Then they took one look at him and then thought, "No way." So then he realized that, well, maybe I should do something. So by the powers of his austerities, then he made himself very beautiful, very attractive. So then seeing him so attractive, all those daughters, they wanted to marry him. So then he was very happy, so he expanded himself into 50 different rishis, and he married them all. But actually he suffered very greatly. He may have enjoyed somewhat, but he suffered so much. So this Kalia, then he was there in the Yamuna, and he had so many wives, and due to their association later, and due to the fact that he was in Vrindavan and there in Yamuna, then he was later delivered by Krishna. So all the serpents there in Yamuna, they were very, very afraid of Garuda, and they were always trying to pacify him. So they wanted to leave offerings for him. They would leave so many offerings of fish for him under like some banyan tree. So Kalia, he was like maybe the biggest serpent there, and he was very proud. So he thought, oh yes, I will take all these offerings for myself. So he ate them all up, and you know, Garuda, he was very, very unhappy seeing this. He became furious. So then he wanted to kill Kalia, so he rushed towards Kalia, and he was running with great speed, and so then Kalia, he went to like bite Garuda, and then Garuda, he wasn't so afraid. He was very powerful, but Kalia, he bit him with his poisonous fangs. So Garuda, in return, he beat him with his wing. And Garuda's, have you seen, Garuda's huge. So he has very, very big wings. So, you know, the slap of one of his wings was very, very powerful. So it sent Kalia, even just the breeze from that sent Kalia flying, and Kalia just ran and ran and ran, and he fled for his life, and he went to take shelter of this lake in Yamuna. So that place where Kalia was, he was feeling very safe. Why? Because he knew about Garuda's being cursed by Sabarishi. So he thought, oh well, I you know, no harm can come to me here. So then Krishna, he was understanding that Kalia was there, and he was poisoning the whole lake of Yamuna. And actually, that it said that the lake was boiling hot with the poison. And what is that poison? That poison is like lust, anger, greed, envy, all these things. So all these anatas were like boiling in his heart, and so the lake of Yamuna there, it was boiling from this poison. So Krishna, he thought, you know, once and for all, I should banish this Kaliya. Why? Because he's causing so many problems here to all the living entities inside the Yamuna and outside. So actually that lake there was about 8 miles wide. So it was very, very big lake. And Krishna, he was thinking that if I don't do something, then all the mature basis, the bridge basis, they will be suffering so much. So Kaliya, we know, he was so poisonous that all the fish in the Yamuna, they were gradually dying away, and all the trees and plants around on the banks of Yamuna there, they were being killed off. Even the birds in the sky that were flying over Yamuna, then they were also being poisoned by just droplets of poison that were emanating from Kaliya. So there was only one surviving tree there. What was that? This very big Kadamba tree that's where we go every year. So why was that the one and only tree that was surviving? Vimala Devi?
No, something with Krishna standing there on it or something? Oh, there's the nectar.
Yeah, yeah. So we know that Garuda, he was flying over that area, and he was carrying nectar from Svargaloka, from the heavenly planets. Why? Because his stepmother, what's her name, Vanita, she was being held captive. Like she was being threatened to be the slave of Kadru. So, in order to save his stepmother, that nectar dropped on the tree, and therefore that tree, it became like practically immortal. So that tree is still standing today, I think more than 5,000 years later. It's the same tree, right? So he, Garuda, he was there, and then he left, and that tree was still remained, not just because of the nectar, but because he had this hope in his heart that one day Krishna would come and touch that tree with his lotus feet and liberate that tree completely. So Krishna, he was residing in Nandagram at the time when he came there one morning with his sakas and cows, and this particular day it was Baladev's birthday. So because it was his birthday, Baladev didn't come that day. But Baladev warned Krishna that, you know, if you ever go to this Kaliyarad, then don't go without me. But Krishna, he went there anyhow because he wanted to chastise Kaliya. So then Krishna was going, and his sakas were immediately running ahead. And it was a very hot day, they were very thirsty. So they immediately went to quench their thirst at this lake. So they weren't at all afraid. Why weren't they afraid? Because they knew that if anything happened to us, then our dear friend Krishna will save us. So, so then they drank the water from that lake, and they immediately lost consciousness. And it was as if they were dead. So what did Krishna do? He thought, oh, my dear friends, what has happened to you? So then he went and he embraced each and every one of them. for a very long time and brought them all back to life. So when all the boys had come back to life, then Krishna thought, okay, now it's time to chastise Kali. So then he dived in that lake, and there was a really great resounding splash, like the water went far and wide. And this created like huge waves. And Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur said the waves were 400 hands length high. They were like, it was basically like, you could say, a tidal wave in one sense. And so the water went in all directions. So so the waves, it was described, they were coloured like reddish, yellowish from the poison of Kaliya. From those agitated snakes. So Krishna, he wanted Kaliya to know that he had entered inside the lake. That's why he entered with such a big thunderous splash. So he began playing around in the lake. He was swimming and playing, and he was slapping the water and making big waves, and those waves were making like melodious sounds. So Krishna, he was churning the water with his hand, mighty arms, and there was such like a thunderous sound. So Kaliya was there, and he heard this, and he became enraged, and he thought, oh, someone has come trespassing here in my waters. Who is this uninvited guest? So then he rose up out of the lake, and he had like thousands of huts. So he glared at Krishna, and he saw Krishna's beauty. So momentarily, he thought, wow, just like he never saw such beauty. But his envious nature overwhelmed him. So then he reached forward and he started to bite Krishna. And then he enwrapped Krishna in his coils very tightly. And he was holding him for a long time. You know how long Krishna Vallabha did? It said for 48 minutes. Chakravarti Thakur said. So somehow or another, Kaliya was embracing Krishna for that long. So he got so much benefit maybe from the touch of Krishna. So Yashoda Maya, she had applied some beautiful kasturi sandalwood on Krishna's body, all over his body. And Kaliya was smelling that kasturi sandalwood, very, very fragrant. And he was becoming intoxicated by that while he was embracing Krishna. So during that time, then Krishna's Sakhas, they had seen that Krishna had been captured like this. And they became completely stunned out of fear. They thought, oh no, what has happened to our dear friend? And they couldn't believe it. So they lost consciousness right there and then on the banks of Yamuna. And they fell down. So then the demigods were seeing this whole scene as well, and they thought, yes, we want to attend this great event. So then they came, but they were seeing Krishna being held tightly like this in the grip of Kaliya, and they were afraid that, oh, maybe Krishna would lose his life. But actually, Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says, they were also thinking that, Krishna, he wants to display his madhurya, his sweetness, his sweet lila, and he wants that his Aishvarya will be, his opulence will be completely covered. So therefore, they produced 3 omens. What were these 3 omens? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said earthquakes. They caused many earthquakes. And then thunder and lightning, but with no rain. So this is also an inauspicious omen. And not only that, they caused the cows to cry, the jackals to cry very loudly. So that everyone, they thought, oh, what is going on? Like Nanda Maharaj, all the Brijbasis, everyone, they were also started trembling on their left side. So for men to tremble on the left side, this is considered quite inauspicious. So these omens were caused by the demigods. And then this was all taking place during Baladev's birthday feast. So Baladev wasn't there at all. Then everyone thought, seeing these omens, that Krishna's in some kind of danger. What is going on? So they all, everyone, they immediately ran out of their houses, wherever they were, they just ran. Like men, women, children, everyone. They were running and running to find out, in such desperation, to find out what has happened to Krishna. So then, as they were going towards this scene, then they saw Krishna's footprints. They recognized all the auspicious markings on his footprints. They knew, Krishna was here. Where is he now? So they arrived at the banks of Yamuna, and they saw that Krishna was being held in Kalia's grip. And they thought, this is terrible. They were completely shocked. They thought, what to do? And they felt completely helpless. So then they started asking questions. What happened? How did this happen? What can we do like this? So then Nanda and Yashodamaya, they had come also, and cowherd men and women. And then they were also really astonished seeing this. Why? Because they'd heard of Krishna being attacked by demons and all these things, but they'd never directly seen it. So now they were seeing with their very own eyes this seemed like a demon taking Krishna in his grip and maybe killing Krishna like this. So they became very, very afraid. So then eventually Baladev came there also, but he wasn't at all afraid. Yashodamaya, she came, and as soon as she saw her darling son like this, her Lala, her heart became torn apart, and she thought, no, it's not possible. So then she fainted right there. Then she also wanted to jump in Yamuna and save Krishna. Nanda Maharaj wanted to jump in and save Krishna, and many of the cowherd men. But Baladev, he stopped them. And actually Baladev was looking, and he was smiling. Why was he smiling? Because he was thinking that, Krishna never cared to play with me in my form of Sheshanag, but now he's playing with this great, common, mundane serpent. So Baladev, he was laughing, seeing this. And he was smiling also to pacify the Brijbasis, the Gopis, everyone. And seeing his smile, they all became somewhat pacified just for a moment, because Baladev's smile is so sweet and so auspicious. So just for that moment, they forgot all their lamentation, all their fear, and they felt like, oh no, nothing unfortunate will happen. So like this, they were pacified. So then Baladev, he stopped. He'd stopped like Nandamaj and so many others drowning in the Yamuna. And he said to them, actually, just be patient. If you all jump in the Yamuna and drown, then what will happen when Krishna comes out? Because there's no way that Krishna's going to be killed by this serpent. So certainly he will come out, and if he sees you all dead, then what will happen? So like this, he saved them all. So, then some Brijbasis, they weren't completely convinced, they weren't completely pacified by Baladev, and they started to lose consciousness. So also the gopis, they were seeing this, they were in complete shock, because at that time they were feeling like some purvarag. They'd had some like exchanges, loving exchanges with Krishna, and that they were remembering his loving glances, his smiles, his gentle, sweet words. All these things were flooding into their mind and hearts. And remembering this, they felt like the three worlds were becoming empty and meaningless. So, so like this, all the gopis, they lost consciousness, they fell down and fainted on the banks of Yamuna. And when Krishna was witnessing this devastating effect of all his Yashodamaya, Nanda Baba, his mother, father, all the Sakas, all the gopis, they were like practically about to give up their lives. Then he thought, okay, I have to do something. So then Krishna, he turned to Kaliya, he said, oh, listen Kaliya, you've shown me some of your great strength. But now I'm going to show you a little of my strength. So just see. You think I'm just a little cowhead boy? But you wait and see. I will show you my prowess. So like this, Krishna jumped in to Yamuna, and he jumped out of the clutches of Kaliya, and he started like circling Kaliya, going round and round like this, and like teasing him. And Kaliya, he tried to catch Krishna again and again from this side and that side, but he couldn't quite catch him. So then Krishna, he was moving so fast, it's like a firebrand. So no matter how hard Kaliya tried to catch him, he couldn't. So then Krishna, he came on an island and he pushed the one of the hoods of Kaliya down. So he was pushing him down and pushing that hood down. He climbed on top of his top hood, and it's described that Kaliya had 101 prominent hoods out of 1,000 hoods. So also there was a jewel on top of this top hood of Kaliya. What was that jewel? Was it the Kastobu money? And later, Kaliya offered that to Krishna as a gift. So then, so Kaliya was pushing the hoods of, Krishna was pushing the hoods of Kaliya down, and with all his weight, like Krishna, he can become lighter than lightest and heavier than the heaviest. So with all his might, he was pushing Kaliya's hoods down, one after another, very harshly, and he began doing this amazing dance. So Krishna is known as Natavara. He's the most expert dancer, master of all dancers. And where did he learn dancing from? Radharani. So no one can dance more expertly than Shrimati Radhika. So Krishna was now showing off, like all the gopis were there, and he was showing them, look, just see how I can dance. So actually, it's said, just as a dancer, very expert dancer can dance on anything, like they can dance on different objects, such as like many dishes, or even swords or anything, you know. Then Krishna was showing off, look how I can dance, going from one hut to another, and this was a very uneven surface, you know, so because Kaliya's huts were going up, down, around, everywhere, so, but Krishna was not only dancing, but dancing in time, like perfect timing. So he was really like displaying his expert dancing skills. And all the Gandharvas, all the demigods, they wanted to accompany him because it was so amazing, so attractive to watch. So they started to play their musical instruments while they were accompanying him, but they couldn't keep up. He was dancing so expertly, so fast, that they couldn't keep up rhythm. So then they were just like clapping their hands in appreciation, like this. So Krishna, he was jumping from one hut to another, and he was kicking Kaliya like this very harshly, and he was crushing his huts. In this way, he was having such a powerful effect on Kaliya that Kaliya began to vomit, and he was vomiting blood. So the gopis, seeing Krishna dancing like this, they became completely mesmerized. They couldn't believe. And Krishna was indicating to them, just as I'm dancing now on all the huts of Kaliya, just you wait, I will also dance like you in the future in Ras Leela. So finally, Kaliya became completely exhausted, and he was trying to fight Krishna with all his might, all his strength, but he couldn't. It was impossible. So then, he realizing he couldn't defeat Krishna, then he thought, oh, actually, this is no ordinary boy. This is looking like, you know, an ordinary boy. But actually, I think this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And I've heard my wives speak about this Krishna. But I never believed what they were saying. But now I'm seeing directly that actually it's true what they were speaking, that this is the all-powerful Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So, like this, Kaliya, he was thinking, I'm fighting a losing battle. So then, seeing Kaliya's heart change, then his wives, they came forward to Krishna, and they started to pray to Krishna, please, what are you doing? This is our husband. And they started to offer so many prayers to him. So they said to Krishna, oh, the punishment you are giving him, giving our husband, who is like a great offender at your lotus feet, this is very just, okay, he deserves this punishment. But still we see that he's attaining your mercy. And you are giving him your causeless mercy. This is for his ultimate benefit. We understand that you're chastising him very severely. He deserves this, but please show some mercy and stop now, for his heart is changing. He's becoming a devotee. So they started to pray to Krishna. We don't know what austerities this Kaliya has performed in his past lives to deserve such mercy like this. And they pray this Kashyana Bhava Shanadevat Vidmahe Tavangri Venus Barsati Tadika. This verse, oh Lord, we don't know how this serpent Kaliya has attained this amazingly rare and great opportunity to get the touch of your lotus feet on his head. What kind of austerities must he have done in his previous lives to attain this? For this, Lakshmi Devi, she performed so many austerities for hundreds of years, for a very long time, giving up all other desires to attain your mercy. But did she attain your mercy? No. She's still there in Bailvan, performing austerities to this very day, still not able to attain the mercy of Krishna and enter Ras Leela, to which he very deeply desires. So Krishna, he said in reply to the wives of Kaliya, oh, I've diagnosed Kaliya's disease. What is his disease? He has so much lust, anger, greed, envy in his heart. That's why he has so much poison in his heart. So I've treated him and I've cured him now. So just like when Guru sees so much lust, anger, greed, envy, pride in a disciple's heart, then he will try. He will reading their pulse, understanding their disease. Then he will somehow or another try to cure them. How will he cure them? Maybe he will chastise them. But this chastisement is for their benefit. So any disciple who thinks, oh, my Gurudev is chastising me now, this is very heavy, and I don't like this, so I should leave his association. Then this is very unfortunate, because this chastisement of the Guru is the greatest mercy, and this is the only way that the disciple can be completely cured of his disease of lust, anger, greed, and all these things, especially pride. So if we can take this chastisement, then we will certainly be cured of our disease like this. So Krishna, he was saying like this to Kaliya, now I've cured him of his disease. But still, I want to wipe out the last traces of the disease. So I have to stamp on his head 7 or 8 times more. Please allow me. This is Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So then actually Krishna was teasing the Nagapani's because they were like feeling very desperate, you know. They had so much fear that their husband would now he's finally turning towards Krishna, understanding the position of Krishna, becoming a devotee. Now you're going to kill him? So the Nagapani's were begging Krishna, please. They said, oh, we fear that if you give our husband this strong medicine of such a severe punishment, then somehow he won't be able to take this harsh punishment and he may die. So, so actually we understand you want to purify him, and certainly you have purified him, but he may leave his body. So please, please stop. And then Krishna, he said, oh, but what does it matter if he leaves this snake body? This snake is the embodiment of envy. You know, so what can he do with this body anyway? better he gets a spiritual body and becomes my devotee. So like this, Krishna was teasing the Nagnapatnis, and Nagnapatnis was saying, but if we beautiful women become widows, then we may be forced to enjoy with other sinful snakes. So please don't, please save us from this. Then they said, look, our dear husband has now become a Vaishnava. So he's our only object of attachment, and he's our very life and soul. Please don't punish him anymore. Please don't kill him. So then Krishna, he said, okay, well, you can take your husband. I'll give him to you. You just follow my order. Then they said, okay, yes, we'll do whatever you want. Then Krishna, he immediately jumped down from the heads of the huts of Kaliya, and he stood before Kaliya with his and his wives. And then Kaliya, he was very much humbled. Now, just like the guru can chastise a disciple and remove all their pride, and they become most humble, Kaliya was in this very humble position because he'd been smashed so much by Krishna. So he was in a great deal of pain, and he couldn't, so much so he couldn't even bow down before Krishna. So he just simply bent down, like folded his palms like this, and he started to pray to Krishna. And he said, oh, by nature, I'm very angry, you know, and I have so much envy in my heart. Therefore, how can I possibly cross over this great ocean of Maya, this insurmountable Maya, on my own? But you are, like Mukunda, you can free anyone from Maya. So we know that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Yeshi Gunamayi Mama Maya Durachaya, that the only way anyone can cross over this ocean of birth and death, samsara, this ocean of material existence, is by surrendering to Krishna. So now Kaliya was finally surrendering to Krishna. So, and he was offering him so many prayers. So then, so he said, you may do with me what you want. You may free me if you like. Liberate me if you like. So then Krishna said, okay, certainly, but now you cannot stay here any longer. You must go back to the ocean along with your wives. Why? Because if you stay in this place, then all my sakhas, all my friends, Sridham, Subal, Madhamangal, and all the Brijbasis, they won't be able to come here and drink from this water because this water is full of poison. And not only that, but people, they come here in the future, they'll come here to bathe in the Yamuna to become free from all their sins. So if you stay here, how is it possible that they can do so? So like this, so Kaliya, he was praying to Krishna, may everyone remember this pastime of you subduing me, of you chastising me like this. May everyone remember this punishment you have given to me, because by remembrance of that, then their hearts will become completely purified. So just, as long as the sun and moon endure, then may this pastime of you chastising me remain in the minds and hearts of everyone. So Kaliya, he was thinking, but if I leave this place and I go where you want me to go, in the ocean, then Garuda will come and he will attack me and I'll be finished. But Krishna said, no, don't worry. You won't be attacked by my mercy. Garuda will not harm you in any way. You'll be completely safe. So you should go there immediately. But actually, Krishna not only freed Kalya, he sent him away, and Kalya, I think he became the boat. Was it the boat in Krishna Lila in Goloka Vrindavan?
Oh, really?
Something I have to confirm that he, yeah.
I remember Gurudev saying that when he chastised Kali and told him to leave Vrindavan forever, that he went to Fiji.
Yeah, he went to Fiji. Yeah,
He's
that's
still
true.
there today.
Yeah, that's true. He's still in Fiji today, but he became something in Krishna Lila. I can't remember. I have to check. So so this pastime is very deep, and by any one pastime of Krishna, then he's giving so many teachings. He's not only attracting the hearts and minds of all the Brijbasis. Krishna said, Gurudev said that Krishna would perform pastimes like this because sometimes the Brijbasis' hearts would become little, what's the word? Complacent, that's the word. Complacent. And their love for Krishna would never go down, but it, you know, that intensity of love wouldn't be there so much. So when that happened, then Krishna would think, oh, I have to do something to inspire that intensity once again. So Krishna would put like fear in their minds and hearts by performing such pastimes like this. And then they would be so afraid. And then when they saw, oh, Krishna's saved, darling, like Yashoda Mayananda Baba, oh, Lala's saved. Oh, this is surely the mercy of Narayan. And their heart would be completely pacified. And their love would be renewed for Krishna. That intensity of love would grow more and more like this. Their love would become renewed. So Krishna would perform such sweet leelas like this, subduing Kalya. So today I think not such a long class because I travelled from Brazil yesterday and little tired. So I've been travelling actually for almost 6 months. Started in Africa and then went on to West Coast US, Mexico, Costa Rica, Chile, Bolivia, Brazil. So quite a long tour. Pretty tired. But tomorrow we can speak more, and maybe tomorrow we can speak. Hi, Bodhi. Just finishing the class. Maybe Nandagam, Vashana, or Govardhan, as you like. Just go to 1 or 2 places each day because otherwise it's not possible to cover all the places. So, but on this day, we go to Kalyarad. Then after Madan Mohan, old and new. Then Sanatan Goswami's Sanatan Goswami's Bhajan Bhutiya, and Advaita Vad and Asasakis, yeah.
And Prabodhananda Saraswati.
Oh, Prabodhananda Saraswati. Yeah. So anyway, I'll finish there. Jai Jai Shishi Radha Govinda Juki Jai Jai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. But if anyone has any questions or comments, I'd love to hear. Tangi Didi.
Yeah, so the essence of ras is chamatkari soup. So without this principle of chamatkarya, which is astonishment or the wow factor, there's no ras. So in whatever ras the padikar is, no problem, in whatever ras the padikar is in, whether sakya, vatsalya, madhurya, if this principle of chamatkarya is not there, they will not taste ras. So chamatkarya, the wow factor, must be there. So as you were saying, like if the bridge basis get a little like, used to having Krishna around.
Yeah.
So the chamatkarya or the wow factor, the astonishment factor, you know, little bit subdued there.
Yeah.
So in order that the ras can continue to flow and bloom in the hearts of the padikars, then chamatkarya, a wow factor, an astonishing feat has to be done. So when they had not seen Krishna, you know, dancing on a snake like this and twirling around and like going around and round like on a water ski, but without going around. So like they're seeing like, you know, and the dancing and the rhythm and all of this kind of thing. So again, it's the chamatkarya, which gives rise to newer and newer feelings of rasa. And then as Kaliya was embracing Krishna's body for 2 dandas, one danda was 24 minutes, two is 48. So then what were the gopis thinking? Were they thinking, fie on us, we never get to embrace Krishna for a full uninterrupted 2 dandas, right? So this is the type of thing, you know, and when you think about in sadhan life, so the bhajan parayan Vaishnava, the Vaishnava who's really going deep in their bhajan, they're getting this chamatkari soup from Harinam. That's why they can continuously chant Harinam all day long and not feeling, I finished my 1 lakh, put it aside, I finished my 2 lakhs, put it aside. No, they want to be doing that all the time, and that's why, like in the case of Das Goswami, they'll get down to sleeping, you know, hardly sleeping at all, because they're getting so much of that chamatkari soup in their Harinam. So I just wanted to do that.
Wow, that sounds sweet. Yeah. I heard also that after Krishna subdued Kaliya, was it that he went to an island somewhere and he met with the Brijbasis, gopis? I think there was some ras after that. I don't know, anyone?
Remember Mukunda Prabhu, he talked about, like, this was something about being the first time that they were going to meet with Krishna or something. And so that time they spent some time there at Kaliya, had like a picnic and stuff.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then Mukunda Prabhu talks about that.
Yeah, there was some meeting there.
One of those
It's like the
islands
first
off
time
the coast of the Yamuna,
Yeah. Very sweet meeting.
prime real estate.
Yeah. So yeah, Krishna's always like teasing the gopis, and like Tangi Didi was saying, that's inspiring that greed for that ras in their hearts. So then later, of course, after Govardhan Leela also, 1 year later, then Ras Leela took place. So gopis at this time, they were experiencing this Purva Rag. So Krishna wanted to ignite that even more, like make it more intense, until it became so intense after Govardhan Leela that they had to meet with Krishna. They had to have this Ras Leela with Krishna. So anyone else? Any questions? Yeah.
What was Radharani's condition at this time? Did any acharya describe this?
Yeah, I'm sure. Tangi Devi, I'm sure she can elaborate on that.
Well, she was thinking, you know, I don't, even though she does, but she was thinking, I don't get to embrace Krishna for 2 dandas uninterrupted. And I also don't have so many limbs with which I can and just
Yeah.
you know, I only
Nice.
have 2, so my arms only go so far. But with all of these arms that Kaliya has, then completely like covering Krishna's body.
Yeah. Yeah, so Shrimati Radhika and the gopis, they were feeling such separation from Krishna at that time. Because can you imagine if even one moment of separation felt like a whole yuga, then what to speak of this 48 minutes, and what to speak, they thought maybe they'd never see Krishna again in their lives. You know, it was just like when Akrura took Krishna away to Mathura. They knew at that time, Krishna saying, "Don't worry, I'll be back. You know, you'll see me the day after tomorrow." But they somehow knew in their hearts, it's not going to be the day after tomorrow. It's going to be a very long separation, and maybe we will never see Krishna again. You know, like that. So can you imagine the devastating effect on their hearts? What Shrimati Radhika was. That's why they fainted and they became unconscious. They wanted to give up their lives right there and then, and it was only Baladev that stopped them. Actually, he pacified them. So
It almost seems like Krishna enjoys seeing our suffering. Like we're on a path of suffering.
But that
Even though there's bliss mixed with it, it's so much suffering, it's so much lamentation, so much weeping, so much praying, so much pain in the separation, isn't it?
But we can't compare our suffering to
Right.
Shrimati Radhika and the gopis'
Sure.
suffering. Their suffering is apparent, that they're suffering in separation, but internally how much they're relishing, like meeting with Krishna. So many barbs are there in their hearts that are being churned like in an ocean. So, but our suffering, it depends on, of course, what level we're on, like our level of advancement. If someone's like in the stage of Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya, I missed. Bhajana Kriya, Anatana Vritti. If someone's in the stage of Anatana Vritti, then they're suffering, maybe genuine suffering, and you know that they may be. Actually, Gurudev says this stage is kind of very, very difficult stage, because you know, we're kind of like fighting with our lust, and we're trying to control our mind, our anger, our envy, our false egos, all these things. So it's a big struggle, it's a big battle, you know. But as we gradually advance, coming to the stage of Nishta, then what to speak of Ruchi, then that's suffering, yeah, like you're describing, there's some genuine separation there. Because actually, separation, to experience that genuine separation, this is very high. You know, the acharyas are experiencing that, but I don't know, someone on my stage, an abbas, you know, it's like a shadow of a shadow of a shadow. So nothing compared to what they're experiencing. So like this, we can only pray to, you know, genuinely dive deeply into this ocean of separation, because without that, then it's not possible that we can advance. Yeah, Gurudev always taught us, you know, at the stage of sadhana, for a sadhak, then we must try to embrace this separation. It may seem like suffering, but actually when we go deeply in our meditation, then what kind of bliss can one experience within that. So, yeah. But until that stage, we can only pray, like you said, and pray for that mercy of Gurudev, that somehow all the obstacles on our path will be removed, and we can generally dive very deeply into our bhajan, like that, and experience even one drop of what Gurudev was experiencing, of what our acharyas were experiencing, like this. Anyone else? Any questions, comments? Yeah.
During the asanas of Shri Krishna, so during Kaliya, did he just entered into Kishore age?
Paganda, yeah.
He was in the juncture between Paganda and Kishore?
Yeah, it's described Paganda. He was, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that, yeah. So then...
But he must have been like crossing over, right?
Maybe, yeah, about to.
Because then he was astonishing the gopis with his... He was being crooked. I think the nature of Paganda is to be straightforward. And the nature of Kishore is to be somewhat crooked. You get nervous, you don't know exactly what to say. Krishna was giving crooked sidelong glances to the gopis, right? And shooting them, and he was showing off to the gopis. And he was his attention was fully on them. He was trying him to dance even more bigger. I was thinking he had just entered.
Yeah, entering, yeah, like the junction, maybe. Like that.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hi, Val.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Never say
Rama
Prashad.
Rama,
There's no prashad.
Hare Hare.
No, there's something. There's something. Yeah. No, give something.
Told me there's nothing.
We're gonna get something.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Yeah, there's something. Yeah. Ganga Prabhu. Just tell him there's some Prashad. Oh, I've got some Jagannath Mahaprasad.